A popular podcaster says he was put on hold for nearly an hour after calling 911 to report a burglary at his home.
KCAL News reporter Laurie Perez is live in Studio City with how his story is exposing a wider problem in Southern California. Laurie, what does he have to say?
Well, he is not happy about it, that's for sure. You know, the shortage of dispatchers and the problems it creates is not new, but this is the latest high-profile example of it, and it is a reason it is exposing the need for something to change.
Well, this is the boarded up former window, the window that was smashed in.
Evan Lovett gave us a grim tour of the path he thinks burglars took Friday evening.
Laptop here, nothing.
Through his family's Studio City home.
So I was in this closet, and then the safe was, in that back corner, which is now where all this junk is.
Helping themselves to precious family heirlooms as the Lovetts were out.
And the jewelry that they actually did take was up here.
But it's what happened when he called 911 just after 9 p.m. to report the break-in that's almost more upsetting.
Immediately when we called, it went to not voicemail, but the recorded message. It's like, your call is important. I'm paraphrasing, but your call is important. Don't hang up. You're in a queue and you're going to lose your position in the queue. Okay, it's understandable. 1 minute, 2 minutes for 911. I get it. Once it got to about the 6-minute mark, I was like, this is pretty interesting. 6 minutes turned into 15, turned into 20, 30, 44. Finally, at the 59-minute mark, the call was answered.
That's right. He says he was on hold for 59 minutes. 59 minutes before he spoke to a human. 59 minutes without anyone asking what kind of emergency he had, if anyone was hurt, if anyone was in danger. He says when the dispatcher did answer, they were great, as were the police, who arrived about 6 minutes after he spoke to dispatch.
And they explained that unfortunately, they're not surprised by the dispatch times. They said sometimes they've heard 2.5 hours before somebody can reach a human being on the other end of 911.
His district council member, Nithya Raman, sent us a statement saying in part, 911 wait times for non-urgent calls are unacceptably long right now due to low recruitment for open positions for 911 operators and emergency and non-emergency calls being routed through the same operators. Adding, her office has been working with city leaders for months to fix the problem, and while some new operators have been hired, progress has not been fast enough. It might be expedited with Lovett's help. Creator of the massively popular LA in a Minute podcast, he posted about the delay to his hundreds of thousands of social media followers. A champion of Los Angeles, he hesitates to be critical.
But I think it's important that when you see something like this, that really can be life or death, because that's all we were saying last night is, honestly, what if my son was choking? What if my wife, fell and had an accident in the shower? And I would call 911, and you don't even think about it. Like, that's a real emergency. And how long do you wait? 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes? You're like, they got to answer at some point.
Now, one interesting note, he says police told him that landline calls to 911 are sent directly to dispatch, whereas cell phone calls are routed and triaged first through the county. We are live in Studio City. I'm Laurie Perez, KCAL News, back to you.
But you know how many people these days have landlines?
Have a landline, exactly.
Not very many do. Thanks so much, Laurie. That was a really interesting story.